Call of Duty Warzone has been out for over 2 years now, getting a bunch of content updates, patches, balance changes, etc, and is clearly still bringing in players every day. But is Warzone really worth playing in 2022? Are there not better battle royale games out there, and is Activision putting in the work to make Warzone the best experience possible today? Those are the questions I want to answer today, and I'd love for you guys to drop your thoughts down below in the comments to get all your perspectives out there. Not just my opinion, this is just a dude sat in his room, like I always say. Get your opinions down below so everyone knows your thoughts. It is what it is. I may like it, I may not like it, you may love it, you may hate it. Let's start with the current state of content. I'm sure many of you have seen the new Godzilla and Kong update, which is pretty damn cool. I don't think I've seen a live service game other than Fortnite attempt something on that scale, and it's cool, but it's more style and less substance. Don't think it's the perfect time to get into Warzone because of it, mainly because it's just a gimmick. They roam around, throw a rock or fire laser beams and scream. That's about it, and they are bullet sponges. It's cool, but a gimmick. Caldera is a new map that was added in November of 2021, and in my opinion the map itself was a nice breath of fresh air, but as time has gone on I really think it's worse than Verdansk. Verdansk was the original map released with Warzone, and while it was grey, it was fun to play on and most people were visible, which was great obviously, but with Caldera there's a lot of trees, open areas, and visually it just feels more like noise. This is simply my opinion, but I'm not a fan of the new map. Most of the players just head to peak and the rest of the map is just kind of dead weight due to them being just a less tactically advantageous area to play. You will more than likely get sniped, so bear that in mind. Warzone has the Battle Pass, which gets an update every couple of months. You get a bunch of skins and weapons, and if any of you watch this channel you will probably know I don't like the Battle Pass system. Especially when it comes to just adding additional content, and that's about it. As most of the time it just feels lazy. 3 months for some skins and the occasional weapon seems a little lackluster, but anyway, the content they add is better than something like Halo Infinite, and you don't need to buy the Battle Pass. You still gain XP for weapons and levels for customization, etc, so you don't need to buy separate games to upgrade weapons, stuff like that. That being said, it's very incentivized to do so, mainly because it would take far longer to level those guns up and certain attachments that are clearly favoured during the current meta, but I will get to that when I talk about Gunplay in about a minute. These updates are great, but it's far from perfect. Every update comes with random performance issues like frame drops, visual glitches, as well as a bunch of unpredictable bugs, so anytime Warzone updates I tend to just scoff because I know I'm going into a minefield that could blow me up or my enemies, so there's that, keep that in mind. Hackers are still a massive issue, so if you do plan to play Warzone, go in after fun and not in a competitive mindset, because some of your games, a lot of your games are going to be ruined by hackers. This was bound to happen because Warzone is free to play, but the amount of hackers is outrageous, but I guess you can take comfort in knowing you're probably better at the game than these hackers, and they have small cocks. That was a little bit unnecessary, I'm sorry. You don't just have your normal battle royale modes though. You have plunder, which is basically team deathmatch on the map, but you need to get cash and deposit it to win. The first team to get the money deposited wins basically, and it's a really fun warm-up game for like 30 minutes, but once you play it for the first time, you play a couple games, you get bored of it pretty quick and you move on, at least I did. You also have what I think is called Resurgence, which is a battle royale on a much smaller scale, but it's more intense. You can respawn for the first half of the game, but once you reach that halfway point, you cannot respawn without being brought back, so the game completely switches up after that halfway point. And is the game mode me and my mates tend to play the most. Mainly because you can respawn, but games are much faster paced and unlike any other battle royale game you can play at the moment due to the sheer intensity of it basically. And my final point in terms of like content and just general updates and stuff like that is the loading screens. Loading screens tend to be quicker on Resurgence. The one thing that irritates me the most about Warzone is the damn loading screens. I don't get mad that I got sniped after 10 minutes. I get mad that I now need to sit in a loading screen for what could be up to 4 to 5 minutes to get into another game, only to die the moment you land on the ground and then repeat the same thing. It feels like a waste of time. It gets really annoying, and this may have been sorted on PS5 and Xbox Series X thanks to the SSDs, but man, I feel for the PS4 and Xbox One players these days, because I'm on PC, I still use a hard drive, but my god, PS4, Xbox One, I'm sorry guys, I'm sorry you're dealing with it. You don't deserve this, you don't deserve it. I mean, when it comes to loading screens, this tends to be me, because I'm sat there for like 5-10 minutes, and it's just watch this. Also, bear in mind Warzone is now something like 200 gigabytes, and Activision has made no attempt to reduce that file size, even though Warzone has no right to have a file size that large. So it seems more like they don't want players having any other games on their consoles or PCs, which is a smooth tactic to keep people playing, but it's absolutely irritating and it's not hidden well. If you are enjoying this video, consider liking it. I'd really appreciate it, and maybe you want to stick around. Maybe hit the subscribe button. Maybe you don't have to. Don't feel like you need to, because you know it's just a button. But you know, appreciate the support, guys. 10,000 subs. 10,000 subs. Sorry, I know I'm going on a tangent. That's insane. I'm still not really processing it. Thank you so much, guys. I really do appreciate it. So Gunplay is actually really damn good with this new Modern Warfare engine. At least I think that's the engine they're using. It's easily the best Gunplay has felt in Call of Duty in a very long time. SMGs, assault rifles, snipers, marksman rifles, pistols, shotguns, LMGs, etc, etc. All of these weapons feel incredible to use most of the time, and really makes you feel like a badass when you pull off taking a full squad out fast and effectively. But that being said, certain weapons are definitely favoured over others. Apparently a bunch of people thought snipers were overpowered, so they got nerfed heavily, which makes absolutely no sense since they are the most difficult weapon to use, but the SMGs still remain incredibly overpowered even at range. But assault rifles are still more effective at range, but why wouldn't you use a sniper? It's a typical thing, blah 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 blah, balance issues. Most FPS games are never going to fix this. There's always going to be that one weapon that seems really overpowered. The only games that tend to fix this is usually those small, tight 6v6 games like CSGO, Rainbow Six Siege, even though those games still have the occasional weapon that isn't very fun to play against. But the point is, every FPS game, especially Battle Royale games, are going to have these issues. Incendiary rounds got added as well, which is beyond dumb for a game supposedly set in World War II, but they exist and they are just as annoying as expected. If you just about win a gunfight and it felt fair, well, too bad. They had incendiary rounds and you've been down despite winning the fight because of lasting effects. Absolutely ridiculous, and I have no idea why people think that's a good addition to the gameplay, because it just feels cheap. Now the gunplay feels great, and well, that's all that matters to some, but I also think the movement is great. You've got various, you've got sprints, you've got slides, you've got proning. Wow, they have proning, guys. Wow. But the movement is pretty good. It's pretty good. All in all, Warzone may not be in the best state due to performance issues and bugs, but it's still a really fun waste of time with your friends. I wouldn't play it 24/7, but it's the most fun I've personally had in a Battle Royale game. The Battle Pass is slightly irritating, but as long as it doesn't give game-changing advantages, then it's fine. That's my opinion, but I have no doubt Activision has some sort of sneaky plan to put that in, but we'll see. I do think Warzone is at least worth giving a shot, but that download size is ridiculous. Do not download it if you don't have friends to play with. I'm sure there's a lot of you that actually really enjoy Warzone in its current state. I do think it was better back in 2020, but that's just me. So yeah, those are my thoughts. I hope you enjoyed the video. That's my advice. What do you guys think? Leave your comments down below, and thank you for watching.